Okay, so I guess we can start streaming for today. We're starting a bit sooner than usually because it directly intersects with the time we have for uploading our beta assets to the marketplace, so we'll see how that goes. That starts in 20 minutes, so I'll just start working a little bit on this version of the tank, I guess. It has the same wheels and stuff, and in about 15 minutes we'll try to join that Google Hangouts meeting, and we'll see how that goes. So let's turn on our nice lines so we can see what's actually going on. And I think that we also let's reduce the size a little bit so it's easier to work with, and we can still make it even smaller. Okay, what am I doing here? Oh, so let's just change the shortcuts in the preferences. So for box I want, so for screen this one is currently not working as it should, so let's just use like an H key, and then box is E R T like it used to be, so our shortcuts aren't all messed up. Great, and now let's start filling in some colors. So that's gonna be like our main window color. This red, perhaps we can make it slightly brighter. And then the rails on the side are gonna also have to be brighter gray. So let's pick it here. And we can do this, this, and this. And since we're mirroring, the same changes happen on the other side as well. Let's just repeat that for the top. There's gonna be another rail. And what do we wanna do here? Perhaps some lights if it's gonna be like an exploration vehicle or something. But more of these details can come in later, I guess. At this small of a size we don't really have much room to work with. So perhaps we can just get the main idea of what we're trying to do here. Just a sec. Okay, so I'm getting notifications about that. About uploading stuff, so yeah, definitely let's not forget about that. So fill this in, and then perhaps this black box could be some kind of a different shade, so let me just upscale this. And let's see. So perhaps some kind of darker gray, maybe. And let's now just have it in size, so it's still easier to work with, but it's not as big as it used to be. something like this, and then we can do this inner part, which is probably gonna have some bars or something, so the engine can cool itself off through it. Something like this. And then let me try to add some of these red details below. Okay, let's check it out. Interesting. So now let's continue with this darker gray. Let's turn on this, and then let's also turn this off so we can hopefully see how much has been colored already. So this belt should be dark gray. And then all the way to the back. And also let's fill this in. And then we'll just check it out here, like so. And then I think if we downscale it, it's gonna be easier to count. So 2, 4, 6, 8. Here as well. 2, 4, 6, 8. I think that should be about right. So let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay. Upscale. And then there should be like some kind of a cargo area or something that could perhaps open up. So let me just make it smaller, and let's see what we can do here. So 6, and then 2, 3, 4. Okay. Then let's see how many we can squeeze in here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's do the same thing from this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like so. And then this. And this here as well. Then let's see, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Let's see here as well, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now let's just put it all the way down and finish it up here. Then do the same thing for the other side. Okay. So now if we upscale it, let's see. Okay. Then we just need to somehow connect these 4 lines with this part. So make it smaller again, and then let's see how do we want to space them out. So okay, this works out perfectly. Okay, and then also, yeah, we should do something like this, and let me just check how this if it's aligned. So we need to go 1 voxel higher and do this, and next we need to space, do this, and then we need to do this, and lastly something like this, and we'll have to finish it off on the other part. So let's go back. Let's move here, and then we can connect this, we can connect this and this as well, and then we just do something like this, and everything should look dandy. Okay, so that's good. So I guess we can continue with these lines. Here in between as well. And then I think I'm just gonna make it something like this and then finish them off. Okay, and we'll have to figure out what we want to do with the backside as well, but that can come in later. So now we got that part, and now let's not keep this perfectly straight, so let's do something like that. Or let's see if it turns out to be able to fit nicely inside our dimensions. So let's see, did we miscount or one? Yeah, the problem is probably here. So I think it would be even better if we start from this corner and then do it like so. And we messed up again. So 4, 4, 4. It's always 4 and 2, 4 and 2, okay. And here we can just leave 4. And here we have 4 as well. 4, 4, 4, and okay, so apparently there's gonna be 8, but that's not too big of a problem. Also, let me just join the Google Meet. Okay, and I have my alarm going off as well. So we are 5 minutes early, so we can wait until the call starts, and then we'll stop working on this asset and pay our attention to that. So let's see, what are we left with currently? So I think we can do one slightly darker line than this down here, just to come on. And just to make it a bit more colorful, I guess. And then we can also color the whole bottom part with a darker shade of gray, so it gives some illusion of depth. So let's turn off our ghost, and then turn paint it darker, and that's it for this part. And then we can try to do or we could even leave it to be finished there, or perhaps we can downscale it, then color it here, and then use the darker shade to fill this and this. So let's upscale and save our progress, and then we could just perhaps, oh, the step is in this area already, so let's just do something like this. So we have a nicer transition. Okay, and did we forget to save something? That's weird that those lines were erased. So we need to do this, and let's upscale, hide our ghost, and then it should be here, like so. Let's save this so we don't lose our progress again. Okay. So that's starting to look like something, and there are more and more people joining. Perhaps I can put this here so we can see what the... So when somebody starts to talk, we can just switch to that easily. And now I'm just thinking what other high level details I could add. We need to figure out something for the back. There should probably be some kind of a hatch at the top, so there isn't one required at the back, but we could continue this ladder to the top, I guess. So I guess that's what we're gonna do in the meantime. And let's also turn off our mirror, because we don't need two ladders actually. So let's see how much spacing is here in between. So 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we make it too thick. Then again 2, 4. And the same on the other side. Okay. 4. 2. 3, 4. Okay. Another step. And let's see if we can squeeze in the last one, or yeah, it's gonna go in nicely. So let me just check that. Okay, so apparently we are starting. Let me check if I don't have some stuff muted. So we should be able to hear Alex. Let's see if we can turn on our camera. Apparently not. Let's see, where's the chat? Can we pop that out? Hi. Okay. So it's kind of weird that I can't hear Alex. Oh. God damn it. Let me leave the call and then let me try to rejoin that crud. Let me see. Let me check my settings.
Maybe the tab is muted? I'm not sure. But I should record this. I said I would.
Okay, so now it should be working.
Right. Now we're recording. All right. So Seb emailed that that we're gonna push the sale forwards by about a week. So we're looking at Tuesday, the 23rd, instead of Wednesday, the 17th, and that's just so we can make some improvements to the marketplace, having a booking system, so that way people aren't trying to buy the exact same thing at the same time, which can be very confusing during a sale, especially one that's very fast-paced, as our sales tend to be. And we also need to implement the art type. So the way things have been working for the past year is that we had common, rare, epic, and legendary, and some of our fancier, like the fanciest stuff was legendary. Art doesn't have to be legendary, it doesn't have to be huge, it doesn't have to be powerful. The point of art is that it's something interesting to look at. So these can be small things, they don't necessarily have to be animated, although having them animated is cool. And they don't have to serve a specific function, like they're not a character or a weapon or something like that. So props in a way could be considered art, but we're kind of avoiding having like a simple chair as art, or like
I'm just
a
gonna
piece of
mute
grass
myself.
as art. We're more doing it for more visually interesting things. So like let's see. Oops. I'm in demo. I don't want to be in demo. Things like Felice's alchemy table is usually like the first one I jump to. Oh, this isn't even Felice. More guys. Alchemy table. So stuff like this, really visually interesting. Has a lot of value as something that's interesting to look at, but doesn't necessarily. You don't have to make it a spawner or a button or a question in the game maker. So.
Sorry, Alex.
Yes. What's up?
Are you showing somewhere the asset that are you talking about?
Oh. So anybody who watches this video later would have seen this on my screen, but I didn't share my screen to you guys.
Okay, so let's see
Thank you for that.
what he's showing.
This is my third meeting today. And it's 11 a.m. So, right. So, anyway, stuff like this would count as art. Something very visually interesting. The thing with art is we're going to try to make these higher value items. So it's stuff that we think that you can charge a lot for, so you can profit a lot off of the sale of these items, and they'll also be a lot more unique and limited. So if we go to this table is set up by Bush, who is our I don't know what Bush's title is. Is it lead game designer? Something like that? I don't remember. Titles are kind of like wishy-washy sometimes. So this is the sort of setup that we have. So you can see that these prices get pretty high. So when you're talking about art, we're talking about a range of $500 to $50,000. We're not
Holy!
$50,000 price in this
That's
sale.
a lot.
But that's the kind of range that we'd be talking about, like long term. So
Sure.
anything that we've labeled art, and those of you who got the email where I mentioned that this would be artwork, you're looking at the minimum price as $500 per piece. The scarcity, though, we're looking at 1 to 10 of them, so you're not going to be selling as many of them. This, I don't want to get anybody's hopes up too much, but generally things with a scarcity of 10 in all of our previous Sandbox sales have sold out almost instantly. So it should be a nice payday. as far as how this process works, I guess I'm just running the whole meeting by myself, so we're just gonna go for it. As far as how this whole process works, let me go to my account. So, when you look at your inventory, so you go to your Me tab on the dashboard, you can go to your Ready to Mint. Anything that is published to the marketplace shows up in Ready to Mint. So if you submitted for approval and it's been approved by your group leader or anybody on staff who has that moderator access, it'll show up here. And do I have anything that I could mint? I'll mint this mailbox. It's
Hello.
there are going to be some changes to this, so at the moment I can't change the quantity on this, but we'll go ahead and I'll do it for the example. So so we go to Ready to Mint, we click this checkbox here, and you can actually mint more than one thing. So when it comes time for you all to mint, a lot of you have more than one item, so you can check them off and mint them all at the same time, and that will help you reduce your fees. So you check on the mailbox. Initially, this will probably say purchase gems and catalysts for a lot of you, because you won't have any gems or catalysts in your inventory. I already have a bunch for the work that I've been doing, but it's a pretty simple process, and I think we do have a video of this. I'll see if I can find that later and share it to all of you. But this won't say mint, it'll say purchase gems and catalysts. You click it, it shows how many you need to specifically complete these items. So in this case, I need 1 common catalyst and no gems. And it would list the total for all of them together. You pay the sand fee and the Ethereum gas fee to receive those. And after, it usually takes a couple minutes for that to process and receive everything to your inventory. So you get all that. Once you have those in your inventory, then you can mint. And so I click that. It's going to pop up MetaMask for me, and oh my god, that doesn't look right. So I think they're currently changing something with that is exceptionally expensive.
What's the fee?
It was a few $1,000s.
Okay.
That's not normal. So let's see. Maybe it's because it didn't have a gem. No. So I don't think gas is actually as high right now. I'm guessing they're changing something on the dashboard. So I'm not actually going to mint this right now because I don't have $4,000 in Ethereum to spend right now.
Yeah. Let's hope these prices
So normally this fee
get
is
down
closer
a
to
bit.
like $5 or $10. So I don't know what's happening at this moment that's making it. Yeah, that's
Maybe I can jump in, Alex. There's an
Oh,
ongoing
Push is here.
work. Yeah, I've been there silently watching you.
Oh, okay.
There
I
is
thought
an
you and
ongoing
Seb were
work.
running the meeting.
I think Seb was supposed to, but he's not available at the moment, I think. I pinged him, but I got no news yet. So yes, there is a bit of work on the minters at the moment. We are reworking a bit the contracts. So this is not the price that we do, just a short. It wouldn't make much sense to have a 4K minting.
No. Yeah, and that's definitely not what it was before. The video that I'll go and find had the whole process from purchasing the gems through the minting, and the fees made sense for that. So so once you mint, you get the MetaMask pop up or whatever your wallet is. You accept the contract. It begins processing. After a few minutes, it'll finish processing, and almost immediately you'll be able to see it on OpenSea. If you were to like open up Etherscan, which well, I don't know how many of you actually are familiar with OpenSea and Etherscan. So I guess I should talk about that real quickly. If we go to let's see. So OpenSea connects to your wallet. You could actually, even if you don't have your OpenSea profile set up, you can just paste in your Ethereum wallet, and if you have any items from the sandbox in it, it will show up there. But in the case of, so I did these sand coin fountains a while ago. They'll show up almost immediately in your OpenSea profile as soon as the transaction completes. But you don't want to do anything with them on OpenSea at this point. Theoretically, you could sell them, but you're going to want to participate in the Sandbox marketplace sale because we're going to promote that, and you'll be part of thousands of people will be checking on the Sandbox dashboard, and so it's to your advantage to go through the Sandbox dashboard for this particular sale. When you sell the items on the Sandbox, they are in your wallet. People are buying them from your wallet, so the sand that they purchase with goes directly to your wallet as soon as they make the purchase. And we can look at that part of the dashboard. So if we go back to our inventory and go to ready to sell, any items that you own are in here. So you can see that I've got some Smurfs that I got through the land sale, some items that I purchased through OpenSea do show up in here. So I did not receive a red-eyed reindeer directly from Pranksy with the gift box. I found somebody who's selling it on OpenSea and I actually bought that. Same with the coin market cap sage I got through OpenSea. But then, like this Cola vending machine is one that I minted. It shows up in my Sandbox inventory. Your Sandbox inventory will update a little bit slower than OpenSea. It takes some time for the dashboard to refresh after you mint. So if you don't see it and ready to sell after you see your minting transaction complete, don't worry, it can take up to like 5 minutes. So from your ready to sell page, it's the same as minting. You click the checkbox and then you can put on sale. And I think I can actually do this right now. I'm not sure. I don't think there's a gas fee for this part. So let's say I want to sell one, and let's say sand is about 50 cents right now. So let's say I want to sell this for $5. So I'd say it's going to be 10 sand. And then I click put on sale, and the 5% commission for the Sandbox is added to this price. So if somebody buys this, I will get 10 sand directly into my wallet. The 5% is something that the purchaser pays on that, and we'll be able to see that in a second. So we put on sale. I get this signature request contract. So I click sign, and it says auction created. And if I go to the shop, it might show up right away. It might take it a minute. Yeah, oh, it helps if I don't have something in the search bar. Okay, so it hasn't shown up. There it is. All right, so it just took a minute to
Can
show
we
up.
buy this?
So this is live right now. Anybody who's looking at the dashboard could purchase this. We will see if it happens. I don't know if it'll happen or not. Maybe nobody wants this.
Look, it's here.
So when you all put your stuff up for
Can
sale,
I buy
it'll
this?
show up here. And we're hoping that we can kind of get that all to happen at the same
Let's
time.
see.
We might have something in place to kind of launch it all at once. That's some of the stuff we're going to try to figure out over the next week.
Okay, so it
And
costs like
that's
$60
pretty much
to
for the
do it.
process. And
A bit too expensive.
yeah, Bush, do you want to talk about the pricing and stuff? Do we want to show the spreadsheet? How much details? How much information do we want to give away right now?
I think that's pretty much what you disclosed. We will give you the link to the rework presentation that happened last week with a bit more information and illustration there for you to understand where we are going with the assets, the collections, and the different kind of NFTs we have on the marketplace. Regarding pricing, you just have to know that this is what we consider as a guideline, basically. So that means that we are defining those as a sort of example that we want to give on the marketplace, with some assets being more utility oriented and being cheaper for the end user, because our goal is to create an economy where the creators and the players are going to make transactions and use each other's asset to create games and to play games. But then you can also have other pieces, other NFT like the art that would be valued a bit differently, because it just comes with the scarcity and with the a very subtle and completely subjective appreciation of the token itself and the value you want to give it. So it's not relying on the common rare epic legendary tier system, neither on the gems. So it's a bit more arbitrary. And we are defining those as a way for you to have a basis for your pricing. But then when we allow minting on for everyone,
Somebody
we allow
bought it
free minting,
for
you can do
65
whatever you
bucks.
want. If you want to sell common asset very expensive or a legendary asset pretty cheap, it's your choice. It's just guidelines that we provide you.
Free is an open, not that you don't pay the fee to mint. Right.
Sorry, I didn't catch that.
The free. So you said free minting. I'm just clarifying that means that you are free to do what you want, not that the minting is free. You still have to pay the gas.
Minting is never going to be free because of the blockchain system. However, the price that you have today, which is a bit expensive, the gas is going through a very hard phase. We are trying to solve this at the moment. This is sadly something, just so you are all aware of the situation, this is something that is not related to the project specifically. This is something that is meant, that is related to the ecosystem as a whole. So basically what happens is that there's a lot more traction on the Ethereum chain at the moment, with a lot more transactions. So the gas that people are willing to spend to make those transactions is more and more expensive. Someone was willing to spend maybe $2 to make a transaction 6 months ago, and now with the amounts being more important, when the money comes, of course, people are willing to spend more, so they are willing to spend maybe $20 to make a transaction. That plus the fact that the Ethereum is on the rise, this is bringing the massive increase of the gas fee. The way we are trying to solve it at the moment is to bring what we call a layer 2, which is a second layer that is going to be brought up next to the blockchain, which is going to act as a place where we have lower transaction fee, lower network validation, so we get back to the initial costs, which were less than $1, and even in very optimized cases, less than a cent to mint something on blockchain. It's not 100% validated at the moment, but we are looking at Matic, which is pretty well known and used by different projects.
Okay, interesting.
So, it's probably the path that they're going to take.
I'm just scrolling back through the chat. I haven't seen all the questions before. Seb might join us in a minute, but I think we're covering most of questions here. I see Bush was answering in the chat. Yeah, Polygon.
Let's not argue with people over the internet. That was kind of expected, though.
Maria asks if I have some feedback about the review issue on multiplayer being decentralized and small. Yeah, I mean, our dashboard team is always looking for ways to improve the user interface. I've gotten, so I changed my screen recently, and it means that the first world problem being on, on a 4K screen is that a lot of websites look like too big or too small by default. So I've just gotten very used to holding control and scrolling to force it into mobile view, and then you get this nice pretty view. I didn't know, you might not know this, you can actually
Yeah.
take screenshots just by right-clicking and click copy image, and then you can paste them.
Oh, that's
like,
actually really
that, and
interesting.
you can see that they're
Look at
pretty
him
high
go.
res, as a result. So that's a fun thing. that you
Let's
can
see
do if
how
you
long.
want to share your stuff on Twitter or anything like
How
that.
much longer
You can
this
put it
takes.
wherever you want. You can change the
But that's a really
animations,
good. That's a really good life hack.
and just copy image whenever is convenient. So it's a little side note there. So Seb has not hopped into the chat. I think that's pretty much everything for today. So
Okay.
like I said,
So we're
pushing
wrapping
things
up.
by a week. So we will be in contact again to have an actual minting session once once the contracts are settled down into a reasonable place, and we will redo this kind of iterating process that we did the past couple days to make sure everybody's up to speed with the new artwork
No.
setup of everything.
Okay. So apparently that's
I will
it.
be sending an email out to everybody after we're done with a link to this recording if you have anything that you want to review about it, and as well as the video recording of the minting and selling process, so you have that in a more like condensed kind of tutorial format than instead of me rambling. Any last questions before we end?
Yeah. After minting the vending machine, can we buy this one?
After
Well, as far as I understand, you have minted this vending machine, and soon we could see this one on the marketplace, right?
Okay, yeah. So this is, so I had minted these vending machines before. So these have already been minted for a while. You can see that only one is up for sale right now, even though there's over 2,000 copies of it. So what I showed on the screen was just posting for sale. You can mint and sell a different amount. You have to sell less or equal to what you minted. You can't sell more than you minted, of course. But
Okay, so that's
this
how
has the
this
default
works.
2,750 copies for minting, and I only put one up for sale. Somebody might have. Sometimes this takes a little bit to refresh. Somebody might have already bought this, although I doubt it because somebody pointed out that the purchase amount, I can't actually see it because I own it, so it doesn't show the buy page for me. I guess I could see if
$65, so I guess.
yeah, $65 is the gas fee. So yeah, hopefully that so this is a very small purchase. The $65 is way too much to buy a $50 item, but as I
That's
mentioned
actually
before, the
$5,
minimum
not
price for artwork,
50.
$500.
But
Fee like that is not as painful, and I believe people will be able to buy. Bush, correct me if I'm wrong. People will be able to buy multiple things in one transaction, right? You kind of have like a cart that you add it to, and then buy it all at once.
Yeah, this is in the works. But if your question is, will the gas fee be reduced? We have a bundling system that allows to optimize the transaction fee, but you still have to make a few transactions.
Okay.
One question, Alex.
Mm-hmm.
I can see, for example, you have multiple of these items minted, but in the shop it says last one. So
That's the
that
last one for sale.
Yeah, that will lead people to think that the scarcity is much lower play with prices, how people will know that they are really buying something unique, and not that the next day will be other 10 for sale and stuff like that.
That is a good note. I know that one of the UE updates that is being planned is that there will be a total amount and an available amount shown. I'm not sure exactly how that would look for these sale cards, but it is related to that, I think. So when it says 2,000 or 850 pirate seals, I think we want it to show that as the total initial copies, and then how many the artist still has on their account as a separate number.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Bush, do you know if that's one of the updates that's planned specifically for what's coming up?
Sorry, Alex, for you asking question.
Oh.
I wasn't.
Let's see.
I got lost.
Okay. So the question from Camilla was, right now it says last one, which is misleading because there's definitely more than one left. So is the plan for the update sale interface to show how many are for sale / how many total there are?
Yeah, there are three informations that we want to display. One is the total scarcity of the asset. So you can see here, for instance, with 2,750 copies. And then on the card, you are going to see the maximum amount of copy for sale at the moment, and the remaining copies for sale. So this is in the works. We will change a bit the details page, and probably the card is going to reflect via a tooltip or a different kind of information the ratio towards the max scarcity of the asset.
Okay.
Okay.
Great, thank you.
Yeah. So the question in the chat is, what is art? So art is just a category. So it's a category that's separate from catalysts. So when we look at the catalysts affect things like strength. So the power of an asset to do things in the game maker. So you want your legendaries to be like high-level enemies or high-level heroes or very powerful weapons and armor, and having something like so this was minted as a legendary for a specific event before we had decided to do this art term. So if we were to redo this now, we would give it the art category instead of having it
it's
as
so
a legendary,
beautiful.
because there's not really a need for this to have 4 magic gems. Like, yeah, you can make it a powerful healer, but there's other ways that you can do that in the Game Maker. You could make this do anything you wanted in the Game Maker, so having the legendary catalyst is kind of not as useful for this. So we're trying to give more meaning and value to the catalysts and the gems to perform an actual function instead of just being a quick way to show that something is fancy or rare. Scarce, I should say, because rare is the catalyst name. So instead of having this be legendary, it would be artwork, and then you would make this be like a 1 of 1, or 10 available copies, or whatever you have, whatever you want it to be, and then set the sale price accordingly. Hope that answers the question. Okay, good. Yeah, and it's a combination of the category and the scarcity that you put on it. So. Right. So I will. I think we'll end here, and
Okay.
I'll email over anything else. And of course, you can always hop in the Discord chat that got set up. A lot of you were asking questions over the past day, and I think we helped everybody who needed it as far as switching wallets. I know that still needs to happen as far as our dashboard staff actually disconnecting the wallets and letting you reconnect with a new one, but that is in the works, and we've got some more time now to rearrange how we'll do these things. So thank you everybody for joining, and we will make another announcement soon for when we do the actual.
No. So
Have a
it
great
we got debated
Thanks, Alex.
today. It
Thank you
wasn't the
both.
actual meeting.
Thank you.
So let's just leave this. Oh my god. Okay. And I guess we can continue with this beautiful asset we started working on before that call. So yeah, where did we finish? Okay, with the ladder, right? Okay. So let's go ahead and do that, and then we just need to squeeze in this 2x2 part here, and then another one on this side as well. Okay, so this is now finished. And it might have been easier if we did the details before, and now I also see that here it's aligned and here we actually need to extend it slightly, like so. So we got 8 blocks across, and delete this here as well. Cool. And also let's not forget about this. Let's not forget about that. And now for the back side, perhaps we could do some kind of an oxygen canister maybe. Let's see what that would look like. And it's not mirroring because we don't have our mirror turned on. So let's see, something like this. Then maybe we can try to make it a bit round, like so. And then let's see, how do we want to make. Also, what color are they usually? Since this is mostly red, perhaps we can use another tone of red. Then maybe just make 1 or 2 here. So let's see, 4, some more, then 4 as well. Oh, that's 5 actually. That's 5. All of these are 5, and that's actually fine. So we can do something like this, and then we need to add some kind of a valve that would lead that. Something like this. and then they're all connected together. Okay, and we can add more more details to these later, and then here I think we should add like some kind of window panes or something, like transparent part. So here. So we got this oval shape that's gonna represent our window. We'll see. And let's do it again for this side. We got a little bit too extended, like so. Okay, so we got stuff there, here. We don't need it at the bottom, and at the top perhaps we could add like a hatch. Let me just see if we start, or okay, make it smaller, do the like a test of size. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 2, 2, oops, 1, 1, then 2, 2, like so. And then upscale, and let's see, what have we got? I think that this circle looks actually really decent. So I think I'll just skip it, and maybe we can even pop it out a bit. So it gives... so it's actually 3D, it's not just an impression. Or, perhaps we can just do like the seal, I guess it could be called. Let's see. Perhaps something like this. Then can do like another circle. That's like the wheel that would open this hatch. And just to keep the faces to the minimum, let's fill this in so it's not as intensive in that department. Also, I guess we can start doing some highlights. Just to give the impression it's outdented. Now let's see, do we need to do something here as well? Perhaps just some kind of a rougher surface, so they can perhaps attach some cargo or something to it, or like so. Just make it spaced out evenly from the rail, and then make these strips. Oops. And great. So it turns out like this. We still got this stuff to figure out what we want to do with it. And perhaps something on the side as well. We could add... yeah, but not here. It's needs more room for details. So here let's start with some really obvious stuff. Let's add a shadow beneath this part. And you can see that it's slightly lagging because the asset is, or the part of the asset is so large that it takes some CPU to render it out and update the whole thingy. We got over 1 million voxels here, I think, if I read this correctly, so I'm not actually too surprised, even though it's the faces that matter at the end. But okay, so here we can mirror this side because we can see better since we don't have the ladder covering it. Just a little... oh, come on. Just a little bit more. Okay. So we're done with that. Let's make these corners a bit smoother. So that's for the outer side. And now for the inner side as well. Like here, and here, and here. Okay. Then we can also do something about these canisters. And then let's add some highlights at the top. So we give some illusion of roundness, I would say. And then we can finish that off with a darker shade at the bottom, and it can extend like quite high. I don't think it should be too problematic. Of course we'll see once we zoom out, but for now it just looks... god damn it. Okay. I always manage to misclick sometime. And also another trick I just recently learned to make this even stand out a little bit more. Just like to add this kind of a zigzag shape to make it stand out even a bit more. Perhaps we could do something like this as well, but let me first finish with this, and then we'll do it for another canister so that we can actually compare the two, which looks better. Okay, another misclick. Sometimes the lag from this asset size is making me misclick a bit. Okay, so now let's see if we can do it for every second on this side. So we're leaving one here, like so, and then how do we want to do it for the other side? We leave them here, and we'll see if that looks like anything. Yeah, you can kind of see the pattern, right? Let's check it out from here. Yeah, that's a tough one. How about if we do it for every 3? That might turn out better. So let me just erase this. And then 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and the third. Come on. Okay. So it's inevitably gonna look slightly offset, but I think this looks pretty good. So I guess we'll do that for the rest. So leave 2, and here, and then for the other side as well. And then let's see, we can already see the pattern, so like so, and then we repeat it, right? Like so. 2, 3, 1, 2, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3. Okay. So that's basically it, and I think we can also add another one of these darker dots somewhere around here. Like so. And then let's do a little bit of an outline for our canisters. Because of course they're casting a shadow onto stuff that's behind them, and it also helps the colors stand out a little bit because there's a higher contrast between the darker gray and this brighter red. And we're almost done here. Okay. Now for this part, let's do it like so. Let's also change them here a little bit, and then we can also add some more details here, here, and here. Okay, so I think we're done with this part, and also let me just erase this. I think it's too thick there. Okay, and now what do we want to do with these guys? First, I think we could add like some kind of connector parts, which would be basically just these 2x2s of a slightly darker color that come into the, I think I want to call these hatches, because there should be some stuff like inside, but who would know what? Like so. And then I guess we should end with the dark parts as well. And we can add some depth with this darker outline, like they're casting a shadow or something. And it really makes our brighter red stand out. Like so. And the last one here. Boom. And it's the same on the other side, because we have our mirroring turned on. And now let's just make this shape a bit more nicely rounded. Like, come on, everything is like. Also, let's save our stuff just in case. Yeah, apparently we'll have to move out. And guess now it's starting to look like something. Just a sec. Okay. Where did we end up? Okay, at circling our whatever this is. So like so, and then repeat the process for all the other corners. Nope, that's the wrong one. Okay. And then for the insides as well, probably. Okay. So that's some exciting work, polishing our details on a laggy model. Okay, just a sec. Oh, finally managed to get rid of some unidentified flying beast that has been roaming my room in the recent days. So now I'll be able to sleep with my eyes closed, not in a constant fear of being eaten alive. So this looks much better than this, right? It's who doesn't like curvy things? Well, apparently the Sandbox doesn't, because everything here are blocks, so we have to try our best to make round stuff. Okay. Just a couple of more corners and we'll be able to do something else. That's actually a lot of work. That's what, 8 corners on each, and luckily we have mirroring on. It would be a huge pain in the ass if we couldn't just mirror at least one side to the other. Okay. Woo! We made it. Okay. So now let's see. Now we can add some shades with this one. like so, and do the same thing for the upper part as well. And maybe we can do something like this, and then do the same thing for the other one. Who doesn't love repetitive work, right? Well, basically I'm the only one who could be blamed for that, but yeah. So now we take one step brighter for the top, or maybe even two, to make it stand out a bit more. Or let's see. Like so, and then doing the same thing here, so it's nice and symmetric. And of course doing the same thing here again. And here again. And that's the last corner. Okay. And then maybe we can do some anti-aliasing stuff here as well. I just do it like so. I just don't wanna spend too much time doing this stuff. It's already taken quite a lot. Just making some smoother curves, and then let's just hope I don't make some mistakes when copying it to the other side. So this, then here, and then the bottom one, and like so. Okay, and then probably we can do this one. Just some kind of a logo maybe, or doesn't really have to be a logo, but just a sign or something. Also, let's count how long this is. So 12. So this should be at the middle. Let's make it slightly shorter. And then we can try to do some kind of half. I don't know what to call it actually. Something like this. Oh, it's not symmetric. Oh my gosh. Let's see. This, and then we can do it like so. Okay. So let's copy this to here as well. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then 1, 2, 3, 4, So I think something like this should suffice. Oops. Okay. And then we got 3 to each side, then 1 diagonal and 2 down. And at this point we realized that we messed something up, because this should be higher. Okay. Oops. Okay. So we got our 2 marks, and then so now let's try to add some volume to them. Like so. And I think that we could do like an even more obvious, so we don't really see which parts are higher or lower, but what we could do is like make some highlights here as well. It would probably indicate that this part is more outwards than the rest, but I don't know. I'm not too sure what to do with this. Also, we could make it looks like some kind of a biohazard. It's not like the exact same, but more like this. So I guess we can do it just so the design doesn't look as boring. So we got that. And then another thing I'd like to add would be some outline just here. One tiny belt of bright, and then we can also start working on our ladder. So we add some stuff here. And then on every step we can add at the top a little line of brighter gray, just to give some illusion of depth. Like so, like so, and the last one. And now let's repeat the process for the bottom part. And I guess this could go all the way. Oops. Here, 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 here. And then for these as well. Okay. And then let's just add a couple more of these bright spots. They I think it's good that they are spaced further and further apart, just so the whole thing appears a bit darker towards the bottom of it, like so. And let's save and let's check it out. Okay. So first let's do here the same thing we did on that side, so we finish this off. And also let's add the darker line to continue the pattern from the other side. And we can also turn on the nice lines so we can see better what we're doing, of course. Here. Like so. And now we can even try with perhaps something like this. And we can check it out after we finish with the last one, what this would look like, because I think it can look even better, potentially. We'll see. It actually looks great. I like it. And I think I also wanna add a couple of these dark red blocks here, and then we need to do our thingy with the pipes. So I think we did it like so, right? So and these are actually not colored in. Let's just keep our consistency through the whole thing. So we add some highlights here. Oops, that one's too long. And then just some tiny reflections at the end. Okay. So this looks pretty good. This also looks pretty good. The top could use some love. Let's see. I guess we move to the top next so we can be finished with this back part, and we'll see how much we'll be able to do today. We turned off our mirroring, so let's turn that. Okay. Wrong mirroring. Okay, now we're talking. Oops. What am I doing now? Okay. So let's just do this outline. Oh, and we need to actually do the half circle because we don't have it mirrored in all four or over both axes, because it's not centered, of course, so we got a wee bit more work to do than usually. Almost done. Let's just do this here as well, and then here we can smooth it out. And also let's make our wheel a bit more circular as well. So we end up with something like this, and then we can also use this middle gray to just make like some kind of a shadow or something. uh, just a little bit more. So we're done with that, and we can also do like this tiny little detail at the top. Then maybe we can just add some of these white dots here, and then something like here, then here as well. Oh, and on the other side, of course, also. Like so. So that's gonna be for the hatch, and this is gonna be like our grippy surface, so we can more or less just make it like what we did with those canisters. So let's turn off our mirroring and get to work, because that's gonna be fun. And every time we mess up, we need to undo and then continue with our process. Oh god. Okay, I'm just gonna do one, and I'll do the rest off stream, because this would probably have to be one of the most boring things to watch, to be honest. I mean, I'm bored and I'm doing it. So yeah, let's let's keep that for off stream, and then maybe we can do something here. Let's see. Just use this non-aggressive, I guess it could be called. It's the next darker shade, I'm pretty sure about it. And extend it out. And also I think we made something like this, but apparently it got erased sometime. So we need to... okay. We need to quit. We can grab a drink. Okay. Now we can continue with our beautiful... I'm actually not sure. I wanted to call it like all-terrain vehicle, but now I think it's like a biohazard unit since it since it has this. Oh, and we didn't. Okay, that's a rookie mistake. Not adding, and of course I haven't mirrored anything, so first let's do this, and then let's also mirror this part. Like so. And then we can do the same. Whoopsie daisy. We can do the same thing for the other side. So this connects here, this connects there. Now let's see. What should we do? Perhaps we can just keep the outline and we'll figure out how to use it later, and maybe just continue the line through the base part. So let's go here, and then this one continues straight on forward, and this one does the same thing basically. Now that it has reached the appropriate height. Okay, so I just wanted to double check if we are mirroring our progress to the other side, because it would be a shame if we weren't. Okay, and the last line here to connect. Okay. So I thought of a couple of options of what we can do with this stuff here. So I think one of the easier ones that could yield good results would be something like this, and then we leave 4, we leave 4, and we can just continue with a pattern like this. Okay, we're almost halfway. Okay, just a little bit more. And this one's the last one, right? Okay. And for the back side it's gonna go a bit faster because it can be mirrored. Okay. Ah, like so. No, that's 5. Oh my god. Okay. And apparently that it ends up like so, or perhaps we can just leave it like this. Okay. So that's done. We're slowly getting stuff together. So that's that. And I guess it would only make sense if we repeated this for the front side, or what? I'm just trying to figure out what are the more interesting things we can still do here. Let's add some shadows here as well under the whatever this box is gonna turn out to be. And I'll just have to sneeze. Okay, much better. Like so. And then perhaps we can do some details on the rails. The main thing you have to realize is that you can always find something that needs more love and care on your asset, so especially if it's a big one. So this is 4. And then 3 empty, and then 1. Like so. And of course we can also add some shades. Something like this. Okay. So that's done, and I don't think we really have like some kind of filters or air exhausts or anything like that, so we'll just have to do that here, I guess. This one is pretty dark already. Let's see. If we add this one here, and then we use these as the darker ones. Now let me just think about it. Something like this maybe. Okay. Then we add the dark lines here. And let me just see. Should it be like so? Hmm. Mm. Whoa, everything is lagging. um, so let's see. What else can we do here? Perhaps something like this. 5, 2, 4, 5. Eh. Let's see if this can help somehow. I think this one is actually one of the better ones. Let me just zoom out. I guess it's pretty decent, and also we used the wrong color here underneath. At least I think so. It doesn't really match with the other one. So let's see. Okay, now that works. So we'll probably have to do some kind of gap system here as well. So we got this. Let me just think for a second, and the second is gone. Can do I think that's good. And then something similar for the upper part, and then let's do this. It can be nope. Guess that there could be 3 in between. Though that's not really too symmetric. Let's see what happens if we just put a bunch. This doesn't work out too well either. So how about something like this? So we should definitely make this at least one, okay, at least one shorter, and then we can extend this outwards a little bit. And now let's join them together, or well, let's just finish the part on that on the other side of the asset, or on the back part of it. Let's see, got here. So we got this. Can color this, and then we'll have to check how exactly the lines connect. So I think it's something like this. And let's check it out if our assumptions were correct. So it goes way up higher here, also slightly more lower. So we need one block here, we need one here, one here. Okay, let's see if I can remember all that. And of course we need to change it. Like so, right? If I see the other side correctly. Yeah, so that looks about right. Okay. So since we're like 2 minutes and a half from 2 hours, I think I'm just gonna call it a day here. And yeah, we will do some more stuff on Monday. That's what we managed to do. The upper part, of course, the lower part I took from another asset, but yeah, we made some progress, and I'm pretty satisfied with our results. So yeah, I guess we'll see each other next time or sometime in the future. So bye, or yeah, this one is